Hey guys, join me in my garden with my e-bike, which is caked in crud from when we rode at Woburn last Saturday. I just thought I'd give it a clean while it's not raining, and I thought the best thing to do is clean it up, because you can't show you around the bike when it's dirty like this. It's just yeah, it's not in such a good shape. So give her a clean up, and then we'll have a chat about parts I've added, the display, the components, anything I can think of. Right, so let's get it clean. Right guys, bike's all clean. Bit easy to show you around the bike when it's clean than when it's covered in mud. Definitely. One thing, if you want me to do a video about me cleaning my bike, then let me know and I'll do it. These are some of the products that I use. A mixture of muck off and all sorts of different things. Some of it's from my NDURO motorbike, but the stuff I use is brilliant, does the job. I've got a little routine that I do. I even use a blower to dry the bike around the motor, around the crank, well, everywhere really, even in this weather in the summer. So if you want me to do a video of me cleaning my bike next time it's mucky, I will strap on a that doesn't sound right, does it? I'll put a chest mount on with my GoPro and I'll run you through it all. It's pretty simple, nothing too difficult, but it does help some people to get their bikes looking clean after a ride. You saw at the start of the video how dirty the bike was. That wasn't that bad. That's reasonably dirty, not full on dirty, but you still got to go through the same process. So guys, I'm not sure if they sell this model with a fly-on motor all around the world. I'm not sure if it's just a European model. I can't tell you that. Someone did mention to me once that they don't have this model, the NDURO, XDURO fly-on motored bike in the US, but I could have got that wrong. I'm sure someone told me that, so put me right guys if I'm wrong, but this bike might not exist in the US, but doesn't matter. I'm sure there's something similar that you guys over there have got. Right, I'm not going to run through the exact spec of this bike, it'll take too long. You can find out that on the internet, it's pointless. So I've run over the basic spec and the stuff that I know about. I'm not very, clued up on everything about this bike, so I've only had it a few weeks. So, what I do know, it's got a carbon frame. That's probably aluminium. The the rear triangle, but the front main frame is carbon. The build quality on this is absolutely superb. It makes my Specialized Levo turbo seem pretty crap, and it isn't a crap bike. Right guys, quick run over of the history of what bikes I've had. I had last September. I picked up a Specialized Levo Turbo 2020 and it was brilliant, but I've started to realise quite quickly we're doing a lot of downhill, quite technical stuff, bike parky stuff, not just trails, and the Levo Turbo is pretty much a trail bike. I had a picture now of the Levo Turbo and it was a great bike, but it wasn't up to the job. The brakes were not very good, it just wasn't quite there. It was a trail bike, well this is more of an enduro bike. Well, it is an enduro bike. Look at the head angle on it, it's got 180mm travel forks and rear shock, and it's way more of the bike that I probably should have got at the start, but you live and learn. I think with the Specialized they are great, but you've got to pay the money and get the better versions, like maybe the comp or whatever, with a better componentry on it, because the basic bikes just don't cut it for me, not for what I want to do anyway. But this is a weapon. It does weigh 28 kilos, but that's too heavy, But Rob Rides did the Mega Avalanche, or part of the Mega Avalanche, on the upgraded version of this. It's the 10, the Enduro 10, and he ripped down the mountain. It is a heavy bike, but when he gets moving, you don't feel the weight. I'm way quicker on this than I was on my Levo Turbo, and it's so much more, well, it's a more stable bike. It's a beast. It is an absolute weapon. I absolutely love it. The other reason I went for this bike was there's a dealer about 2 miles from my house, a Haibike dealer, and that to me is a big thing about buying a bike. So that swayed the decision to go for this. I could have gone for a Scott or a Giant or whatever from Rutland, but I thought I'll give this a go. I'll get something a little bit different. You don't see many of these around. And the weight would put off some people. I only weigh 11 stone, so I'm not a heavy bloke. So, it suits me down to the ground. It's a medium frame, and I absolutely love it. it's just superb. But the quality over the Specialized, just the detailing, you know, it's designed in Germany, it's made in Germany. I think they've just got their detailing right. The quality of the transfers and the just the crank, it's just brilliant. I can't fault it. It is absolutely superb. You'll see, I'll put a link now to the video we did the other weekend at, where were we? Woburn. And I was ripping down the trails in this. I'm following my mate Bigsy on his Canevo Expert. Yeah, Canevo Expert. You know, there's no problem keeping up with him. I'm absolutely fine on this. And this, if you hit a jump and you don't hit it quite right and you roll it, this just goes for it. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. So the two main things on the Specialized Levo Turbo that I didn't like were the suspension. Just, oh god, it was just not that great at all. Not for jumping and doing what I wanted to do. The travel, I was bottoming out the travel all the time. So with this, you can see, you know, Fox 36 performance, Fox what they float X2, you know, 180mm travel. What I have noticed over real rooty, bumpy trails on the Specialized, I'll be sort of biting my tongue off, you know, my head will be vibrating in my helmet. But on this, it just rolls over everything. It's so much more plush. Obviously, the Fox suspension on this is way better than the, I'm not sure what was on my Levo Turbo. I can't remember now what it was. I can't remember. But it was very, very basic suspension, trail orientated, where this is for more downhill, enduro, rocky, rooty, few jumps and whatever. It's a better bike than I am a rider, but I'll grow into this, where the Levo Turbo, I sort of grew out of it quite quickly. You know, and I haven't even touched the suspension on this, the settings. I'm going to take it to Brink to get it set up at some point. I haven't got around to doing it yet. I think they've been closed for doing setups on bikes because of COVID. So they won't do it at the moment, but when they do open, I'm going to take it and get it set up. So you've got all the adjustments, rebound and everything, and I've only just set up the sag to about 30-35%. When I got it, I didn't need to pump up the suspension. It had no air in the shocks at all. It was flat as a pancake. So yeah, I've set it all up for that. It feels superb, but I bet it'll feel better when I've got it set up properly by a specialist. And the gearing, you know, I'm not sure. I think this is a rapid fire gearbox, I think they call it, but it can change up and down 2 gears at a time, and it's just superb. It's Shimano, yeah, DURO, if you can see that if it's zoomed in, DURO XT, but it's, yeah, superb gearbox, absolutely superb. So chuffed with the suspension over my Levo Turbo, chuffed with the brakes, like, they're amazing. The brakes are superb, absolutely superb. There you go, look, DURO XT brakes, and oh my god, they're amazing. They're night and day compared to the Specialized. We did a bike park near us called Chicksands, and there's a run that's about, well, it's not even a minute long, but I do that a couple of times, and my lever was going back to the bars, and I had the brakes bled. I put new pads on them, but they just weren't up for the job because it was a basic trail bike. If you're just running far trails and not doing hardcore stuff, jumps, bumps, you know, downhill stuff, then go for a Levo Turbo or something, you know. But this is a couple of £1,000 more than the Levo Turbo was. Well, I remember, the bike came from Treads Online. It must be one of the biggest online bike retailers in the UK, and I wanted a medium frame, and I could not find one anywhere because of COVID. Bikes were selling out like hotcakes. You couldn't find normal pedal bikes, e-bikes. They're all gone. So I picked up one of the last medium frame bikes in the UK. I was so lucky, so lucky, and I did a really, really good 0% finance deal. I don't know what I put down, £500, and I pay about £110 a month or something like that, and it's only like 30 odd pounds more than I was paying for my Levo Turbo, even though the bike's worth £2,000 more. So that's the way I can afford this bike, by setting up a finance deal. I haven't got 6,300 quid to chuck at this bike, no way. So it should be better than the Levo Turbo because there's a lot more money, but to me it's worth every penny. Just the quality of the bike is just insane. Oh, I did have a little tumble. I don't know if you can see that. I was scuffed. I fell off the... I'll put a clip now. So what happened to me, I fell off a little... My brother went over the bars on his bike. I stood on the edge. to climb off it with my bike, and I fell off the edge onto
how
my
high
bike,
up it is, look.
and that's the scuff that I put on. It's tiny, but you're going to get war wounds on a bike. But what I have done, well, I remember, I have actually wrapped some of the key areas. I've actually wrapped, if you can see it, I put 3M wrap under there, there, just along there. I've put a couple of little decals on it as well, a Shimano and the Alpine Star sticker. So I have wrapped the important areas. Bit of wrap along there, look. Where else? I haven't wrapped the main frame, I'm not worried about that yet, but I might get around to that at some point. Yeah, my bro with his Canevo comp, he's had it Invisi framed and it looks amazing. I think it was about £70. He actually did it himself. It's just, he's done a really, really good job. It looks superb. So guys, yeah, I contacted Invisi Frame about my bike, and they have a kit that's not specifically designed for this bike, but I think it was £150 or something like that. So I thought, for now, I can't afford that. But I might get Brink when I take it to the suspension setup to see if they've got a kit for this bike, and I'll pay, probably cost me 200 quid, but I might pay and get this Invisi framed. I'm not doing it myself. I'd rather pay the money and get them to do it. So yeah, I might get it done. I'm not too bothered. There's been a couple of guys online that have had problems with there's no bump stop under here to stop the bars spinning round. And if my bars spin round, look, can you see that? You know, that is the it's the gear shift, it hits the frame. Some guy said he's took a chunk out of his frame there. But yeah, I might, look, you can see what hits, look. But it's not often that they go around and whack there, so I might get it Invisi framed, even if they did just the main bit of the frame there. I don't know anyway, I might get that done. So that'll be for the future. Right guys, so I've added some Ergon grips. Not sure what it says GE1 there, I'm not sure, but they're lovely. They're so grippy and they're moulded for your thumb there. I love them, really good. I've added some Danny McCaskill Crank Brothers pedals. They're the smaller size, and they're perfect for me for my size 8 feet. I don't want big pedals, less chance of pedal strikes than that with smaller ones. Unless you've got big feet, don't get big pedals, that's what I say. You know, and I've used these quite a lot. They're not wearing too badly at all. The paint doesn't seem to be coming off. I've had pedals before where the paint's just came up, you know, just come off straight away. So guys, yeah, I added the muck off tubeless kit, and these tyres were not easy to get off because they've got quite a thick snake skin, they call it, sidewall. They're Magic Marys. So tubeless kit in, it's been brilliant, no leakage, absolutely superb. Went for muck off instead of stands, just for a change really. Yeah, you've got to have tubeless, there's no question. While I'm thinking about it, yeah, the Magic Mary tyres were out the other day in the mud, and my mate John was on his Focus Jam, and he's got, I don't know what tyres he's got, but they're oversized tyres, and the knobbles are a lot smaller and a lot closer together. We're in the really loamy, mucky stuff, and these tyres, my tyres, just push out the mud, and they're amazing. The grip on these is superb, absolutely superb. They come with the bike anyway, so he's going to upgrade his tyres because he was having some moments on the corners where he had no grip at all because his tyres were clogged up with mud. I think if I swap these tyres once they get worn out, I'd go for the Eddy Current e-bike specific tyres that they make, Schwalbe. I think they've got an even stronger sidewall than the Magic Marys, but these are amazing. They're not, they're more of a mud sort of really off-road tyre, but do you know what? They've been absolutely brilliant, so I can't fault them at all. Yeah guys, when we're at Woburn, there's a mixture of sand, it's really loamy, it's really soft. So I was running, I think I was running about 18 psi at the front, at about, back's lost a bit of air I think actually, at about 22 at the back, keeping them quite soft. There's lots of roots and that, and having the tyres pumped up too hard is just ridiculous. No good at all. The thing I didn't mention that I added to the bike is the Ergon seat. It's a E-specific, what's it say? Yeah, E-mountain men's sport seat. And it's got a little lip at the back, so when you're doing some really steep uphill stuff, like I did at Woburn, it stops you slipping off the back of the seat. It's really comfy. Definitely recommend that seat, 100%. I put a clip now to a video of me getting up this really steep slope, and some guys on, I think it was on Facebook, said, oh, that's not steep, but the GoPro doesn't do it justice at all. If you walked up there you would be struggling. It is steep, and the other two guys just couldn't get up there. So I said, yeah, I'll give it a go. I thought I'd never make it. You know, I put this in extreme mode, and I was just gone. My front wheel was hovering off the ground. I hit a big root at the top, but I did it. You know, I don't think many e-bikes would get up that slope. I think this obviously has got 120 newton meters of torque, so it's super powerful. Let's just turn it on a minute. I don't know if you can see with this light. We're going to turn on. There we go. Don't know if you can see that. It says hi G-Man. I've got about 8% battery left. The screen is, I think it's overkill really. A lot of the stuff you don't need on here. You know, I don't know if you can see this, as I said, very well, but I cycle through some of the stuff, and it's just, you just don't need it. I keep it in this screen. It's got your speed, it's got your remaining distance for that battery. Cadence not bothered about that, and modes, that's eco, and you've got low, mid, high. I didn't use extreme. I think I used extreme twice when I was at Woburn. It's just pointless. It just rips through the battery. It's ridiculous. So I was keeping it in low and mid the whole time, and we were riding for about 2.5 hours at least. Don't know how far we actually rode. I forgot to set up my my map system that comes with this. I'll put a picture now to the app on the phone. It's brilliant. You can lock your bike. If someone stole it, you can track it. It's superb. The app's really good. Yeah, and you've got a mapping system that you can start and stop when you're on your ride. So, screen's good. Most of the stuff you don't need. You know, it's linked to the internet there. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see. Bluetooth to my phone. But yeah, it's on the bike. It comes with the fly-on bikes. But yeah, it's not. You don't notice it when you're on the trail. It's not in the way. It's absolutely fine. Oh yeah, that's the dropper post lever. Dropper post is great. I think that's it really. I can't really tell you anything else about the bike that I can think of. Any questions, give us a shout. Yeah, quick release. Front wheel. With the hub, yeah, there you go. This is Fox, quick release. And the rear, I've had the wheels off obviously to do the tubeless, and no problems at all. Absolutely no problem. Brakes, yeah, the NDURO XT, they've got little fins. There must be cooling fins for the pads. They look really weird, and they're really loose and rattly, but strangely when you're riding the bike they don't rattle. This bike is absolutely silent on the trail. There is not one noise, one rattle or anything from it. And I've seen people on Facebook with their motors come loose and that, but you know, you go on the Specialized Facebook page, there's a gazillion people having problems with their motors. You know, so every bike has its issues. No bike's perfect, but I thought, for a year or two, let's give this a go. Let's try something different. And so far, I'm in awe of it. Just the way it handles, the way it feels, the suspension, everything about it. Wicked. Oh, I had a little mucky nuts mudguard. In the winter, I had one that comes up under the seat there to stop me getting a wet arse. But at the moment, it's quite dry everywhere. So, yeah, I just had the front one on. It's not a problem. So, guys, that's it really. There's not much else I can say about the bike. It is a proper weapon. Absolutely superb. Love it. Just the detail, just the quality, the little things they've gone to. They've just thought about it a bit. So well made, so well made. The only annoying thing is with the app, I can't adjust the settings like with the Specialized app. You can tweak the settings to have a certain percentage of power in eco mode or trail mode or whatever. I can't do that with this. I've just got 5 settings, but as I'm learning, you know, just keep it in the low settings. It's not a problem. But downhill, you know, rooty trails, jumps, bits and bobs, it's been superb. And I'm nearly 50 years old. I'm not going to go flying over a 4-foot jump. I'm not riding like that. But this bike for me is spot on. It's absolutely wicked. Couldn't be more happy at the moment. My dealer is down the road. What I will do after I've ridden it, probably say, I don't know, 20 hours or something, I'll probably take it to the local dealer and just get everything checked out on it, just to make sure everything's fine. It is fine, but I just need to get it checked. I'm checking all the bolts. I'm making sure everything's the right, it's torqued up to the right amount. I've gone over and checked it all. So guys, yeah, I had some loose spokes which I had to tighten up. You know, after the first few rides, just check your bike over. That's all I did. Guys, I'd add a link now to the playlist of the Specialized bike I had before, this bike, so you can just check out anything we've done on it. And as I said, I will make a video of cleaning the bike if you want me to. I'll also, if you want me to, I'll make a video of the gear that I wear. I've got Alpine style body armour. I'm about to order a new 100% helmet, full face helmet, fox gloves, trousers, shoes. So guys, yeah, I'll make these videos for fun, you know, and if I can help someone decide what to buy, then great. You know, I have ridden it properly, you know, down some seriously rooty, bumpy, jumpy trails, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Cool. Right, any questions, guys, as ever, give us a shout, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Oh, bloody hell. Don't need to be wearing this in a rush. Slidey. Whoa. Woohoo! He's gonna get We're stuck. So much fun, I love it. I know, there's no grip in this water, look.